What's going on? My name is Isaiah Coleman, and I am the curator of The Connected. And this is Masculinity Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. We're going to jump right in like we have been these last couple of weeks. And I just have a bold statement that I want to kick today's episode off with. And that bold statement is, contrary to popular belief, Black men love communal spaces. All right. Every 2 months, I hold or host an event for Black males to come together and share their truth, share their perspectives, share the challenges, the wins that they are experiencing in their everyday life. So yesterday was no different. I held an event for a total of 8 men showed up to this event, and we had breakfast. We had a breakfast sandwich, we had some coffee, we had some fruit, and most importantly, we had some fellowship. During this event, during this moment, we basically kept it very informal, laid back. We kind of allowed the conversation to just flow organically, which felt amazing. But something very interesting happened, and it actually bled into the latter parts of our day. The event was in the morning, but I had a man reach out to me later on that evening wanting to discuss a little bit further something that had come up during our conversations that morning. And why I am sharing this with you right now, because it showed me that in those moments, right, men are not 1000% vulnerable yet. We're still practicing opening up. We're still working towards becoming our most authentic selves, especially around other men. But something unique happened yesterday where I basically put a man on the spot, and not in a way that was rude or I crossed the line or anything like that. I basically asked this individual to speak about a particular topic, but also asked them to share as little or as much as they had felt comfortable sharing. This individual wound up sharing quite a bit, and I was super pleased, super happy, super joyful, and grateful that this individual had the confidence to share something that what I've later found out is a pretty heavy topic of conversation for this person. And it just showed me that, oh, Isaiah, we're on to something here. Oh, Isaiah, we are on the right track. The goal of the Connected ultimately is to, one, connect with yourself, to be more authentic, to be more genuine, to be healed from all of the trauma, the generational curses that may be haunting you or haunting your family's life. But secondly, and I think this part is the most important part, it's connecting with other like-minded individuals who want more for themselves, but also want more for their families, who also want more for their communities. And when this individual shared the background information, the context around the question of something that they're going through currently, like what they're going through in this very moment, it just showed me just the importance, just the significance when we commune together as Black men. When we come together as Black men, something powerful really happens. Like something very, very powerful really happens, because we are constantly facing a lot of the same challenges and obstacles in this world. And if we just think that we can hold on to them ourselves, and we can just put it in this tiny box, bury it deep within us, bury it deep within our hearts and in our minds, then, it'll go away. But that's just simply not the case. So ultimately, when this individual shared it, I guess he had only shared it with his family members, but he shared it amongst the group. And then I guess he later had a revelation, some type of reflection moment where he wanted to talk further about it. And I just was blown away, because I'm working to build a stronger relationship with this person. I'm working to spend more time with this individual in our spare time, in our off time. And I just was blown away. I just honestly was so grateful and blessed that this individual felt the need to call me middle of the day almost and continue to talk further. And this morning, he and I are going to get on the phone and we're going to talk a little bit more about this particular topic. But I just want to say, man, Black men, contrary to popular belief, Black men very much thrive in communal settings. And honestly, I could think about a lot of different Black men, right? We're also multifaceted. We're also different in a lot of ways and unique in a lot of ways. And it doesn't matter what chapter I think about in my life, whether it was high school, whether it was college, whether it was grad school, whether it was my first job coming out of college, or now as an adult male with a family in a marriage. I still find the same deal where men, Black men in particular, love to come together, be honest, be vulnerable, talk about what they're being challenged with, talk about the things they're doing well with, so that their wives, so that their girlfriends aren't the only people hearing those things. I just appreciate you tuning in into today's episode and hearing me talk about the importance of those safe spaces. And really quick, actually, before I wrap up, I just want to say 3 things that I feel have made our space, the Connected Events, a very welcoming space. I think number 1, we respect one another's inputs, perspectives, opinions of what we're all going through. Because again, I'm asking men to speak their truth. So basically speak from your own experience, which can't be wrong, right? And secondly, I think why it's also such an impactful and wholesome or welcoming experience. Number 2 is we're all like-minded, right? We all have the same perspective when it comes to living a purposeful, a fulfilled, and fun-loving life, right? We all want that. We all want success. We all want joy. We all want love. We all want to live a life that is purposeful, that ultimately when we leave here, we want to leave here with no regrets. And lastly, number 3, I would say as a group, we do a very good job of being curious and not judgmental of each other, which I think is substantial, which I think is foundational of any communal group, especially men, especially Black men coming together. We do a very good job of being curious and not being judgmental. We ask questions. We don't jump to conclusions. We don't basically exclude anybody for saying something that they have gone through, they have experienced, or something that they're just thinking of. We try to ask questions to understand and not make it seem like, all right, man, we're putting you on an island because you said something outrageous. Nah, it's a safe space. We respect one another. We are like-minded individuals. And most importantly, we are curious with one another and not judgmental. So thank you again for tuning in to Masculinity Monday. I'm Isaiah Coleman, super appreciative for you taking the time. And if you're into this type of stuff, like, follow, subscribe. Also, if you're into or interested in being a part of the next Connected event coming up in probably a month to 2 months, feel free to comment on this video, like, and shoot me a text, email. However, if you know me, you can get in contact with me. If not, but comment on the video. And I just appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out.